Welcome back for today's college football pick video play for October 25, 2018. Thursday's action here between Ball State and Ohio. If you're interested in getting all of our college football picks, you can access those over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. So heading into this one, we got this matchup here in the MAC between the Cardinals and the Bobcats. Ball State coming in as about 10.5-point dogs. We're going to give our lean on where we see the better value on the over-under. That total number relatively high at about 64 points, and the public's actually been pretty split on this one up to this point. So Ball State, they're 3-5 overall. And in terms of what they've done recently, they took one on the chin in their last outing against Eastern Michigan, lost that one by a final of 20-42. So a concerning defensive performance there from the Cardinals. But this is also a team that has shown, depending on the opponent that they've gone against, that they can have very high-scoring games within the MAC. So we look back at what they've done over the past month. They had that really impressive 52-24 win over Kent State. And perhaps that's the kind of result where we kind of see this Cardinals team where they were able to have a bit more pace and tempo and offensive success against not necessarily the greatest defensive opponent. And they're going to have another great opportunity here against an Ohio Bobcats defense that's definitely been porous on occasion. So the Cardinals, their numbers, not overwhelming by any means, 97th in college football in scoring, 67th in total team defense. And some of those offensive numbers are a little bit skewed given the fact that the Cardinals have gone against some tougher matchups, specifically back during the non-conference, where they had some very low-scoring games. But within the MAC, we expect this to be, at the very least, a mid-tier offensive squad, maybe even getting to those higher ends like we saw them with that 52-point performance against Kent State when they're going against some of the weaker defensive squads. So we'll see how that plays out for Ball State in this one. Taking on the Ohio Bobcats, who stand at 4-3 overall. They're 2-1 in conference. In Ohio, it seems like they've been one of the most consistent teams within the MAC over the past decade, and high expectations coming into the year, perhaps not quite living up to those expectations up to this point, but we'll see how they close things out within conference play over the last month and a half of action. So the Bobcats, in terms of their numbers, they're 26th in college football in scoring, putting up over 36 points per game on average, but then they're just 94th in total team defense, giving up over 30 points per game as well. So definitely been a team that's consistently shown higher scoring games. We saw that again from Ohio in their last outing. A strong offensive performance. They took down Bowling Green by a final of 49-14. And their one home game prior to that, another extremely high scoring game there, specifically for Ohio. They took down UMass by a final of 58-42. And then sandwiched around those two home strong offensive performances, the Bobcats had a little lower scoring matchups on the road within conference against Kent State and Northern Illinois. But going against a team like Ball State at home, we feel like the Bobcats should be able to put up some pretty strong offensive numbers. So this has the makings of potentially being a pretty high scoring game. So with that being the case, we're going to go ahead and side with the over 64 points as the better value play. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. You can check out all of our college football picks over at stumpthespread.com. Linked down in the video description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for tomorrow's video.